Alright guys, before you get started with chapters 4, 5, and 6, here's just a quick review of chapters 1 through 3 so you can make sure you're on the right track. Alright, first thing you have to understand is the setting of the story. Setting is time and place. So the time that the story is taking place is in the early 1900s, so almost 100 years ago. The place is in the Ozark Mountains in Oklahoma, and in case you're not sure where that is, here's a map. So you can see Michigan right here. We're in Oklahoma right here. There's is a mountain range called the Ozark Mountains, and that's where the story is taking place. Alright, the major conflict of the story right now has to do with our main character, whose name is Billy Coleman. So, as you probably have already noticed, Billy really wants some coon hounds, because he wants to be a coon hunter. But his family's very poor, so they can't simply just go out and buy these coon hounds. So he came up with a plan where he found a magazine that some fishermen left behind, and there was an ad in there for coon hounds. So he saved up money for 2 years to get $50 so he could buy these coon hounds. And at the end of chapter 3, he took that money to Grandpa and showed him it, and Grandpa sent away for them. So that's where we're at right now in terms of the conflict in the story. So Billy doesn't have the dogs yet, but he has saved enough money to purchase them. And now, just so you guys realize how much money that really is, $50 then would be the same as you saving $581 today. So try to think about if you've ever wanted something so badly that you would save everything you ever made for 2 years to get it. Because that's what Billy Coleman did. He saved everything. He worked hard to save $581 is what you would have to save today to buy these 2 dogs. He had to work very hard. Alright, so just to recap some of the characters now. Obviously we met Billy Coleman and his mom and dad. His mom stays at home and takes care of the family. Dad is a farmer. They're a fairly poor family, nice people, but don't have a lot of money. He's got Grandpa, who owns a store, and he's got his sisters. Those are really the only characters we've met so far in the book. They'll all continue to be in the book in some way, but Billy is our main character. Papa and Grandpa and Mama and sisters are they're very important characters, but they're not the main character. Alright, so there's 3 key questions I want you to think about so far through the story. Why would Billy really want these dogs so badly? And I mean, think about what he really does with his time. He doesn't really seem to go to school that we know of yet. And they are poor and they live in the mountains, and it's 100 years ago, so school wasn't required. So think about why he would want these dogs. Secondly, think about his relationship with his dad and his mom and his grandpa. What it's like, how they interact with each other. And third, why won't Billy's dad just buy him dogs? Might help get him out of his hair. So those are just some questions I want you to think about. I'm not saying what the answers are right now. These are probably some things we're going to discuss though in the future, so you need to be thinking about those. Alright, so predictions. I want you to make some guesses on what's going to happen next in the book. So here's a couple things to think about. First, do you think he's going to run into any issues getting the dogs? Just think about that. Try to make some predictions and see if what you say comes true. He has sent his money away for him, but he doesn't have the dogs yet, so it's not a done deal. And secondly, how do you think his parents are going to react to his plan? Remember, he hasn't told them anything about his plan to buy these dogs. So how do you think his mom and dad are going to react to it? So here we are. You can go ahead and start reading chapter 4. You can listen to the audio and follow along, or you can just read silently. It's completely up to you.